again. Oh, hey everybody. Another expert telling me coffee is bad for you. 2 weeks ago it was good, now it's poison. Next week, probably a controlled substance. Anyway, welcome back to Waffle Ladders. Today we're climbing through 10 glorious examples of experts, people with degrees, fancy offices, and the audacity to speak confidently, saying things so wildly wrong, history had to step in and whisper, bro, no. Let's climb the ladder. Number 10, there will never be a bigger plane built. Boeing engineer, 1933. This was said after the Boeing 247 took flight, a 10-passenger plane. That's like inventing a tricycle and announcing, well, that's it. Transportation solved forever. Imagine telling Spirit Airlines, sorry, that's the cap. No more squeezing humanity in like sardines. Meanwhile, we now have jumbo jets carrying hundreds of people, cargo planes hauling literal tanks, and an Airbus A380 so big it looks like it swallowed another plane whole and could be configured to carry 850 people. That's not a plane, that's a flying hotel.
More like a flying shopping mall. I bet it had a Starbucks on board too.
Yeah, that really wasn't a thing back then, but that would have been cool. I would attribute this one to hubris and ego. Classic engineer move. I'm one. Build one toy, assume you've cracked reality forever. Number 9, we don't need cars, we have horses. President of the Michigan Savings Bank advising Henry Ford's lawyer not to invest in Ford in 1903. Yeah, a bank actually told him, quote, the horse is here to stay. The automobile is only a novelty. Imagine thinking horsepower would literally always mean horses. This is a common human trait of discounting the future due to familiarity and inertia. Spoiler, the lawyer ignored them and made millions off his Ford investment. Lesson, don't bet against machines racing horses. Number 8, the population bomb will explode and millions will starve in the 1970s. Paul Ehrlich, 1968. Paul Ehrlich's book, The Population Bomb, was a real page-turner. If you enjoyed a good dystopian nightmare, he painted a vivid picture of a world where food riots would be the new norm and hunger would be the way of life.
So Paul didn't think an all-you-can-eat sushi buffet was going to actually be a thing?
No, Tan, he probably thought it'd be more likely that you would need a dumpster dive for lunch. It actually turns out humanity, in its infinite wisdom, and with a little help from agricultural scientists, decided to invent hybrid crops and efficient farming techniques, completely ruining his apocalyptic party. The average crop yield per acre has skyrocketed.
So instead of riots, we got disco, bell-bottoms, and people pretending polyester suits looked cool?
Yeah, crisis averted, again. Number 7, television won't last. Daryl Zanuck, 1946. He said people would get tired of staring at a plywood box. Sir, humans stare at glowing rectangles for fun. We stare at microwaves, fish tanks, those little spinning loading wheels. The average American spends over 5 hours a day watching video content.
Dad, are you still watching Big Brother?
Look, I only watch that as a study in psychology.
Didn't you buy the complete Blu-ray set though?
Okay, we really aren't going to get into that. It was a good deal. How many televisions exist on Earth today? About 1.4 billion. Far from disappearing, television was just the gateway drug. Now we binge watch Love is Blind for 9 hours straight and call it self-care. Our elite handlers just sit back and laugh at our gullibility. Number 6, nuclear-powered vacuum cleaners will be a reality within 10 years. Alex Lute, 1955. Yes, because what my living room needs is a Chernobyl Roomba. Just imagine, oops, I spilled cereal. Where did I put my hazmat suit? On the bright side, it'd glow in the dark, so you'd never trip over it. On the dark side, if it breaks open, you could die in 3 days. And a lead-lined vacuum would be a tad bit heavy, don't you think? You'd need a forklift just to clean your rug.
Hey Dad,
Yeah.
I sent over our pitch to Dyson for the nuclear vacuum.
What are you talking about?
You told me to write the proposal.
Okay, that was just a joke.
Well, it's too late now. They replied and they're very interested.
God help us. Number 5. The internet will collapse and disappear by 1996. Robert Metcalfe, 1995. Ah, yes, the prediction that aged about as well as milk in a sauna. Robert Metcalfe, the guy who literally helped invent Ethernet, boldly declared the internet was basically a fad that would self-destruct like Mission Impossible. Instead, it gave us cat memes, Reddit arguments, and relatives posting minion quotes on Facebook. Progress? And here's the best part. Metcalfe promised to eat his words if he was wrong. And he did, literally. He blended up his own printed column and drank it live on stage. Now that is accountability you won't see today. Number 4, by 1985, air pollution will cut sunlight by half. Life magazine, 1970. Don't get me wrong, pollution is bad, but this was some premium 1970s doomsday drama. They were shoveling the BS with a very large bucket truck, basically predicting every kid in the 80s would be walking to school in pitch black at noon, holding government-issued flashlights. Oh, and they also predicted they'd need gas masks. You can just hear Mom, "Don't forget your jacket and lantern, honey." And did you change your mask filter? If you're taking your future cues and making life choices based on a Pop magazine article, then you just have to live with the results. In fact, listening to any magazine that claims to predict the future is not a solid life choice. Number 3, heavier than air flying machines are impossible. Lord Kelvin, 1895. This man evidently had a personal vendetta against the future. 8 years later, the Wright brothers built one in a bike shop. A bike shop. Lord Kelvin is the poster child for the Doubting Thomas Club. He probably would have told Henry Ford not to bother making more than one car. And today, we get cranky if our heavier than air machine is 10 minutes late, or the Wi-Fi doesn't connect fast enough to complain about it on X. Number 2, the telephone has too many shortcomings. Western Union memo, 1876. Western Union literally could have owned the telephone but passed, calling it a fad. Oof, that's like a Netflix saying, "Nah, streaming won't catch on." Oh wait, Blockbuster did that. Imagine thinking being able to talk to someone across the country was a fad. Number 1, I think there's a world market for maybe, 5 computers. Thomas Watson, IBM, 1943. 5 computers, total, for the world. We now have more computers than people. Your pocket, your car, your fridge. My washing machine has Wi-Fi. I'm still not sure why about that. Maybe so it can text me about socks it loses? Whatever. The most ironic part, IBM later named their AI platform Watson. At least they have a sense of humor. Somewhere in heaven, Thomas Watson is saying, okay, maybe 6. So there you have it. 10 times experts confidently announce the future and face planted into it instead. Moral of the story, even the smartest people in the room can still be hilariously, gloriously wrong.
Speaking of, didn't you invest in Enron?
Sorry, Tan, but our time is up. Oh, and if we earned it, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, keep climbing. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.